Sponsored by CuriosityStream. You can call them AirPods 1S, you can call them AirPods 1.5, you can even call them half a year late for, well, no, not dinner, don't be obvious, but for a second anniversary iPhone timed release. And that's fine, that's fair. I'm not going to argue what they aren't for you. That's entirely up to you. But I am going to tell you what they are and what they mean to me. That way, if you're trying to decide whether or not you should pull the trigger on them now, you have all the information you need to decide exactly that. I'm Rene Ritchie, these are the second generation AirPods, and this is Vector. So what we have here is something that looks, for all intents and purposes on the outside, pretty much dead similar to what we had before, from box to buds. Now, I live on AirPods. I use them for everything, from my walks in the morning and at night, to listening and recording podcasts, to meetings and conference calls, to all the travel I do, be it to the local coffee shop or now, Cupertino. And that means any and all updates and improvements have my most undivided and immediate attention. Let's talk about the case first. I've got the wireless charging version here, which really means inductive charging. In other words, you can drop it down on any Qi-compatible pad and, with nary a lightning cable in sight, have them filled up and ready to rock again in no time. Well, sometime. You still have to transfer power from the coils in the pad to the coils in the case. But if you get in the habit of putting the case on the pad whenever you're not using it, like you do with AirPods into the case or Apple Pencil 2 on the new iPad Pro, then you start to forget they actually need to charge, or rather you start to assume they're always charged. It's living life just a little bit dangerously, and I think it may blow up on me one day, but boy howdy is it great. And thanks to the light moving from an innie to an outie, you can now tell what the charge is at a glance, no more flipping open required. And yes, BTW, you can still absolutely use a lightning cable to charge, even with the inductive case, if sometimes you want to go old school and full speed. The new case provides the same 24 hours or more of battery life to the new AirPods. I typically only use one at a time because I'm a monster who listens to podcasts and audiobooks and edits in Final Cut Pro and watches YouTube videos far more than I listen to music, so switching between them makes them feel like they effectively last forever. That was true of the old ones already, so this is going to feel like, I don't know, forever. Apple still promises 5 hours of listening time, but new for number 2, up to 3 hours of talk time on a single charge. And if you do happen to run out, like if you use them to record back-to-back podcasts, you can take a quick break and charge them back up to 3 hours in just 15 minutes. Rah. Now, yes, as anyone who's owned the original knows, that changes over time. Lithium-ion is still lithium-ion, and that means there's a finite number of charge cycles to go around. My launch day 2016 pair is still fine. If you are not and you just want a battery fix, you can still go to the Apple Store and get your individual older AirPods swapped out. The buds still look the same. They still come only in white, which is a bummer for anyone who was expecting black or product red. But Apple's ear gear has been white and only white since iPod, to the point of it being iconic now. So while I'd personally love a variety, I'm not holding my breath or my wallet for one, not anytime soon. They still have the same stalks, which some people find weird looking because sticks are just so much goofier than wires, somehow. Regardless, they still house the bigger batteries and bring the microphones much closer to our maws, which is why AirPods pick up your voice so much better than the bud-only types that other companies are selling. Plus, they make handy handles to get the AirPods back out, so you're not left trying to spelunk down your eardrums just to dig them out like City Alpha 5 eels from your pal Con. It's the buds themselves where some of you still may have issues though. My grappling mangled ears can't keep Apple's wired earpods in at all. Like at all. AirPods stay in much better for me, at least the left one does. For some people, they're rock solid. For others, way too loosey-goosey. And that's the thing. The one size fits all either fits you or not at all. There are just no alternatives or adjustments, at least not directly from Apple. New to AirPods 2 is the H1 chip, Apple's first generation headphone silicon, or ear computers, as I like to call them. Equipped with Bluetooth 5.0, Apple says they deliver a faster and more stable connection than the W1 packing originals. 2 times faster when you're switching between devices like from iPhone to Apple Watch, and 2 times faster when connecting for calls. Also up to 30% lower latency, which is much better for gaming, and I'm hoping people with audio accessibility needs. Again, according to Apple at least, it all results in higher quality sound and a better experience for pretty much everything you do with your AirPods. H1 also enables on-device Yo Siri, Siri. That means no more tapping them twice to activate Apple's virtual assistant, and no more yelling across the room at your iPhone or iPad or HomePods or Mac. Just say, "Yo Siri," and your AirPods will hear you and trigger all on their own. It's a subtle difference compared to the iPhone proxy of the previous generation, but an important one, especially for Apple's near-field voice aspirations. HomePod absolutely nails the far-field Siri part, so this really does round things out and position things perfectly for the future of voice interface, if Apple can bring everything else around as well. And yeah, that's still a big if. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to putting these new AirPods through their paces to find out just how true all of that is. So yeah, not everything. No iPhone-style water resistance, no Apple Pencil 2-style soft touch texture, no Apple Watch-style health sensors, no Bose-style noise cancellation, and still no color options. None of that, not yet. But new H1 chipset, new onboard Yo Siri, 50% more talk time, 30% lower latency, and an optional new inductive charging case. That's the AirPods 2 story, and one I'm very much looking forward to testing out over the next week or so. And I'm going to start with CuriosityStream. It's the world's first streaming service to address our collective lifelong quest to learn, explore, and understand. Founded by John Hendricks, who also founded Discovery Channel, it's available worldwide and on pretty much every device, including all the ones that work great with AirPods 2. Science, nature, history, technology, society, and lifestyle, it's all there, all for you, so you're not just watching, you're learning. Go to curiositystream.com/vector and enter the promo code VECTOR to kickstart your membership completely free for the first 30 days. Thanks, CuriosityStream, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. Okay, so I'm getting ready to jump on a plane and fly back home, and I'll be trying these out the entire journey back. I've got some Apple Music, some podcasts, some Netflix downloaded, some MCU queued up in iTunes as part of my endgame prep, a lot of Final Cut to edit, and yeah, all the AirPod memes. All of them. So many memes. I'll let you all know how it all goes ASAP, but first, I need you to hit like, hit subscribe, it really helps out the channel, and then hit up the comments below and let me know all your questions, everything you want me to try and address in my review. Thank you so much for watching.